Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode on the Unleashing Potentials podcast. I'm your host, Bernadette. Joining me today is Tanya Sanders. How are you?
I'm very good actually today. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Where about are you tuning in from?
I'm tuning in from Mallorca in it's an island in Spain. So I'm here in a
Awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. Tanya, can you tell us more about you and what is it that you do?
sure. What is it that I do? Well, thanks. First of all, thank you so much for having me here on your show.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Tanja Sanders, and what is it that I do today? It is something completely different than what I used to do in the past decade.
Mhm.
So maybe just let me start by take you a little bit back.
Mhm.
So I have been like really on a career path for as long as I can remember, as I from the moment I started working. Um, so I had a career in technology, and I've been building businesses in sales and technology, wearing suits, hitting the numbers, leading teams. And by the age of 30, I was a director of a technology company. I started in one country and then we moved to five countries. And I was only working with men, discussing, negotiating, talking about numbers, diving into data driven strategies. So
Wow.
that was like a big part of my life. And then I came to a point where it was like a big crisis, so to say. And that led me to another path, and that is what I'm doing today. So I'm doing working with both men and women on transformational work, working with sacred geometry, working with the Merkaba, which is a sacred geometry shape, and subconscious rewiring for changing belief systems. So that's what I'm doing today.
I always thought about working with women, but apparently more men were in the
Yeah.
beginning attracted to the work that I was doing. So I decided why to work only with women. So I'm working with both. And I'm
Mhm.
working on really transformational work, and especially people that are in a phase of in between where they have had a certain career, where they thought that this is the identity that I have, and this is the only thing that I'm good at, and this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And they don't know what else they can do.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I'm helping on transformational work and like really birthing their yeah gift into the world.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So, since you work with both men and women, how do you notice men and women learn about the work that you're doing and the way that they process and heal?
um I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
um, Working with men and women, do you notice that they learn differently or they open up differently? I don't know if I'm making sense.
If they learn differently, well, I think for men especially, what I'm seeing right now, especially in the last maybe year or 2 years, is
Mhm.
that men are so open to being vulnerable and to really stepping into a more healthy relationship with their feminine essence as well. And
Mhm.
so I feel like men are really in a phase of where um yeah, a big transformational phase right now. And I feel that for women this has maybe started earlier or sooner, and they are on a different level, I would say, on their path. I
Yeah.
don't know if that answers your
Yeah,
question,
no, it
but
did. It did. Yeah,
I,
thank
I,
you.
I feel like men are really right now so humble and so open to learn and so eager to step into everything and so vulnerable. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
find it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. What is a soul mission? Because you use that with hypnotherapy. How do you combine both of them?
So what I do with hypnotherapy, and especially with it's not always necessary to go really into a deep hypnosis state, or sometimes it's more like a light trance state. But what we do essentially is like we're solving or we're going into specific blocks that a lot of us have. Especially, I know for myself, like the reason why I was so ambitious and why I was so much on this career path was actually my need for validation, which was really rooted in a childhood yeah, trauma or something that happened that came up in my childhood that caused this identity. And with subconscious work and with belief rewiring, what we're doing, we're able to get to the root cause of what is actually blocking. And by doing that, we then understand better, like what is actually our soul? What does our soul want? Instead of what did we think that our soul wants.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say like it's really about getting to understand ourselves and getting to understand our mission in life without the blocks and without the limiting beliefs.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing. How does the soul speak to you personally?
Hmm. So the way I see it and I do it is I connect with my higher self, and sometimes it is a voice. It's really like I can hear like a voice, and sometimes it's a little bit less clear, and then it's more I ask for a signal or I ask for like an easy question which can be answered by a yes or a no, and then I'm feel like I'm guided by the voice of my own soul. And this is I would say this is the best mentor or the best guide that exists.
Yeah.
um, Connecting to your own soul, to your own higher self, and yeah, just
Yeah, yeah, that's
listening.
awesome. Thank you for sharing.
are
Um,
you are you
yeah.
connected to your higher self and to your
Oh,
soul?
yeah, yeah. I've been connected since I was born.
Wow.
Yeah, for a long time, I've been able to connect with spirit, have visions, and seeing past lives. And up to now, I'm still learning. I
Yeah.
don't, because
Yes.
spirit and our soul, they speak so quietly.
Yeah.
It's not loud, but
Exactly.
it still guides us. It's like a map. It shows
Yeah.
us where we need to go. And at times when we don't listen, it continues
Yes.
to show us what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes we can get like a little bit off track and just lose that connection. If we don't watch out, like the mind takes over and then you're completely
Yeah.
like, oh, where is it? Where has it gone? At least that's how it's for me. And then I know it's there, but then it sometimes requires a little bit more training for me, like to really listen, to really tune into it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's more like a wave, sometimes more, sometimes less.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. How would you define sacred geometry, especially to someone who may never heard of that word or know what it means?
So sacred geometry essentially is like the geometry means the metry, the wisdom or the metrics of the earth, geometry. And that is basically everything in the universe, everything in our earth is made out of certain numbers, and also certain shapes. So we have like the very basic lesson is that there are five platonic solids, and these solids are the building blocks of like our whole existence and our universe. And when we use sacred geometry and we use certain shapes or we work with a geometric shape, we can it's a spiritual practice where we can connect more to what we'd like to create, or it can be used for different purposes, but mostly to use it for manifestation, for instance.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that it's called sacred because there is something sacred about it. And at times we may think we know or understand, but there's always a hidden message in everything. And
Yes.
there's numbers in everything. I don't know if you're into astrology. I dabble into it, but it's very complex.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in it, but I am not I'm not an expert on astrology.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I know I'm a Pisces.
Oh yeah.
And so you see my background. I love
Yes,
water. I'm just drawn to it. And I know there's the year numbers and even the clock is just fascinating, I think.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if we look at say sacred numbers, it's like everything can be like especially okay, but then we're going really deep into it. But like you have the Fibonacci ratio and you have like the pi and the p and they're all connected to each other.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. What does the Merkaba means for you? I love that name. Merkaba.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not something I came up with. It's an existing shape that has been used for, they say, thousands of years, but it's actually dating back to ancient Egypt, to um, also Jewish culture, like um, very early Jewish culture. And it's the shape of two tetrahedrons, so two like 3D triangles. One is pointing upward and one is pointing downward, and they
Mhm.
are interlocked with each other.
Yeah.
And this shape is surrounding our body. So everybody has it. Everybody has this shape. It's like a light body structure. And when you connect to that shape, to that geometric shape, you can then use it for different purposes. So people use it for astral travel, or you can also program things in it. Like for instance, if you don't want any pollution, like EMF pollution, you can use this shape to, yeah, to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And those are like these two tetrahedrons, and they're spinning in opposite direction. And that's also where the sacred numbers are coming back into. So yeah, it's spinning in a ratio of 34 to 21. So that's a sacred ratio.
Yeah.
And yeah, I use it in my practice. I use it in my coaching practices with clients,
Mhm.
and I help them to turn on this shape, to connect to it, to really feel it, and to use it for whatever they're trying to build.
Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. As you're sharing, I'm just feeling so much. It's like magnet. And then I'm seeing you mentioned Egypt. I'm just seeing just different flashes and things relating to that symbol. And then when I said the name, it's so powerful, just the
What
name
did you
alone.
see?
I saw those pyramids and then just zooming through it.
Mm,
It's underground,
it's really
just different symbols and ways that people would have communicated back then. Mummies, they're wrapped in is it cloth or yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's really cool. Can you give me an example of how you use the Merkaba with clients? What do you look for when you're using it?
Where, well, it's like an activation that clients do, and
Yeah.
before they can actually do it, well, they can always, everybody can always turn it on.
Mhm.
But the practice that I use is like, first of all, there has to be a certain grounding, so connecting to earth energy, connecting to cosmic energy, so that there is a balance between those energies. So
Mhm.
that's one thing that we do, that I do with my clients also. And then also, like, the first step is actually finding out the root cause of the blocks, because when there are big blocks in their field, they can switch on this Merkaba field, this light body shape around them, but then something is still blocking,
Mhm.
and it does. Whenever they're trying to use it for manifestation or for building something, and they're using this as a, it's like a meditation, like an activation they can do on their own after 21 days practice.
Yeah.
But when these blockages are still there, it's not that powerful, obviously. So the first thing is always they have to find out, like, what is, we're going to find out what is that root cause, what is blocking. And
Mhm.
then the grounding, being connected to earth energy and to cosmic energy. because this shape is actually, it's a divine union between both masculine, feminine, but also between earth and cosmic energy. So yeah, so those are like the foundation to have it switched on. And then the third step is also to be connected to your higher self, to hear the voice of your higher self. So then you know exactly what kind of programs are you able and allowed to install,
Mhm.
because I'm not able to tell that for my clients. They
Yeah.
only they should listen to themselves. They should know, like, what is the next step, what should I be doing,
Mhm.
and then they can use the Merkaba shape. And it's a really powerful shape, so it's really important that everything is ready for activating it, this
Yeah.
shape.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. You mentioned blockage, and I know you talked about the subconscious mind. Um, I think for so long, so many people fear the subconscious mind because psychology or society, they make it look like it's somewhere so dark, so bad that we shouldn't go there. We should never know that it exists or the power that it has, which most people don't know. Can you tell me, how can we unblock the beliefs we have about that, and also learn and grab tools that we need from the subconscious mind to grow?
Mm. Yeah, so yeah, so I see what you're saying, and I think that's so right. And a lot of people are yeah, like saying also like the shadow, and it's the shadow side, and don't go too much into, because you can't heal any traumas, and it's just your shadow, like. And it's right, because it is in the subconscious, it is a shadow, otherwise it would be conscious. But the way to get to it is not necessarily, because we are not aware of what it is. So, and a lot of times we created coping mechanisms, we created a way of living. So it's really not so easy to find out what is there, what is actually the shadow.
Mm,
And if I can say it, for instance, for myself, like I created this identity for myself, which was quite a false identity of being a high achiever, and I was always so tough, like that people would even call each other and say good luck when they had to go to a meeting with me, because they knew I would be like "La, la, la, la." and and it's actually not who I am, but I created that identity
mm,
because of a belief, because of something that I had. And only when I became aware of it, like, oh, wait a minute, I did that because of this reason. And it had to do with validation in my like early years until I was 3 years. And so that is, I think, with the subconscious, like it's not scary, it's not like dark. It is dark,
yeah.
but you need to go through it, and you need to feel it, and it is painful, and it feels like grief, at least for me and a lot of my clients as well. Like
Mhm,
grief comes up, a period of crying, often chaos, messy, but that is the bridge to
mm.
moving to the light and to where you want to go.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, I agree. Reminds me
sorry,
of
sorry,
the
I forgot the second part of your question. What
oh,
was it?
how can people use what they find in the subconscious mind to heal trauma and different things they go through?
Oh yeah, yes. So, like I said, the first is to find out what it is. But once they found out, so there are several methods, and what is something that people can easily, or well, easily, but they can do, is a way of swapping the old picture, like the painful picture,
Mhm,
by a new picture, by an ideal picture, like an ideal reality. And
mhm,
when you do that in a certain brain state, like when you're in a trance state, you will create this new vision, this new image in your subconscious mind
mhm,
that is actually replacing the old image. And that's a very powerful technique. It's a
mhm.
swoosh technique
Yeah.
from NLP. Also, it's very very well known.
Mhm.
And there are many techniques that can be done, but I think this is one that can be done on your own. You don't need
Yeah.
even anyone.
Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you for sharing. Are there any projects that you're working on that you'd like to share with us?
Yes.
Awesome.
So I am right now working on a project which is really yeah, dear to my heart, and it's called Frequency to Fortune. So it's basically a way of, a lot of people are trying to birth businesses, are trying to bring something into the world, but a lot of it is still like, a lot of people are blocked in their monetization strategies, are still thinking in the old way, like, oh, I have to prove myself, I have to bring in so many hours, I have to do all the work.
Mhm.
But essentially it's more about the value that you bring, and the value has a certain worth, and that is a lot about like what people get from it, not necessarily the amount of work or the amount of hours that you put into it.
Mm,
So
yeah,
this is something that I'm doing right now. It's a program that I'm building. It's a mastermind. I'm holding space for, especially for women, for that in here in Mallorca.
yeah,
uh, but I also have an opportunity for people to connect with me online on this.
yeah, that's awesome. Where about are you online? Are you on Facebook and TikTok? There's so many.
Yes, I'm using TikTok mostly. So it's
Nice.
my account is called Frequency Activation,
Mhm.
and yeah, that's TikTok is my most active account. Uh,
Nice, nice.
um,
Okay.
and I have also a link for people if they would like to connect with me, and do like an opportunity scan.
Mhm.
So that is something, what I then do is I tune into what it is that they are actually doing, what is their background, and then we look at, like, become really clear on how they can birth their new business or their offer into the world in a way that is scalable and sustainable.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. As we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Um, um, well, I know. Not necessarily, no.
Yeah, no
Uh,
worries. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
no, I don't have anything now by mind. What?
Awesome. No worries. Thank you. Thank you. I have, I think, one question for you before we wrap up, one or two. The first one is, what is the meaning of life for you?
Beautiful question.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, the meaning of life is to uncover your identity and to find out what your soul really wants to do in this life.
Mm,
And then with that, I would say how you can help this world and people to, in this process of ascension, how you can, yeah, contribute to that.
awesome. Thank you for sharing. And also, if people want to work with you, I know you mentioned you have TikTok. Is there a website or email? How can they connect with you?
Yes, I have right now, the easiest way to connect with me is through the Stand Store link that I'm using.
Mhm.
Um, and my website is frequencyactivation.space. That's another way. But I'm using Stand Store slash frequency activation.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Tanya, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
all
so
you do.
much for having me here.
You're welcome.